Now that we've talked about deception, we're moving on to managing interpersonal conflict. The styles of expressing conflict are non-assertion, direct aggression, passive aggression, indirect communication, which is basically hinting, and finally assertion. Now, if I were teaching this in the classroom, usually what I would do is I would give examples and I would ask the students to identify which example went with which item on the list. But of course, we can't do that in this format. So instead, what I'm going to do is just give quick examples for each item on the list. Non-assertion is where you just let it go. Whatever it is, you don't make a big deal out of it, you just let it go. So for example, imagine that I have a roommate who's been leaving dirty dishes in the sink for the past 3 days. I would just do the dishes. I wouldn't say anything, I wouldn't pick a fight about it, I wouldn't drop hints, I would just do the dishes. That's non-assertion. Or I might just leave the dishes there, right? That also would be non-assertion. Next is direct aggression. That would be like if I went to the roommate and yelled and screamed and said, you inconsiderate pig slob, you've been leaving dirty dishes in the sink for the past 3 days, right? That would be direct aggression. They are aware that that is very direct. Passive aggression is called passive aggression because it's actually aggressive, but it looks passive on the surface. So it's passive aggression. So for example, let's say my sweetie is leaving dirty dishes in the sink, and I might not bring it up, but I might wash the dishes in an exaggeratedly noisy fashion while he's trying to watch TV. That would be, not that I would ever do such a thing, but that would be an example of passive aggression, where you're trying to get your point across without actually having to say anything in a direct way. Indirect communication might be where you said something like, I hope the house doesn't start to smell funny with the dirty dishes in the sink, right? You're kind of dropping hints, you're communicating about it indirectly. A lot of times we do this because, again, we have been taught not to address things directly because we don't want to hurt someone's feelings. So if we see that our roommate has been leaving dirty dishes in the sink and we say right out loud, you have been leaving dirty dishes in the sink for the past 3 days, it's kind of like saying they are too stupid and inconsiderate to figure out how to behave, right? To figure out that they are supposed to wash their dishes. So we don't say it out loud because we don't want to seem like we're calling them stupid or inconsiderate. But, some people actually need us to say it right out loud, and that would be assertion. They're not going to feel like you're calling them stupid. They're not going to feel like you're saying they're inconsiderate. You can just say, over the past 2 days, you've been leaving dirty dishes in the sink, and they hopefully will say, I know, I'm sorry, I'll get to it, right? They just need a heads up that it actually is bothering you. Because, some people it wouldn't bother. So they're just assuming that it's not a big deal because you didn't say anything about it.